Okay, so you're not talking about dating in general. You're talking about a specific type of dating that happens nowadays, didn't happen 60 years ago. So I guess maybe you could explain that to me a little bit more. What specifically, when it comes to dating, will you consider to be part of modern dating and not traditional dating?
Well, I mean, just you only have to go back to the sexual revolution. It just completely changed dating. The advent of birth control, things like that. It just completely changed the way that dating operates, between humans, because it erased the consequences. Any kind of consequence, they're just completely gone.
Yeah, so that was not really an answer to my question. I mean, like, can you give me some specific examples of how it changed, just so I know what you're talking about?
Birth control.
Okay, birth control is something that influenced dating, right? But how did the actual dating behavior change from traditional to modern? I just want to see what you consider exactly, because right now I'm not really sure what you mean by modern dating. I think I have a little bit of a rough idea, but I want to make sure I understand your position. So give me specific examples of how, you could say something like, actually,
aren't you a dating coach?
Yeah, but I don't know what's in your head. I know how.
No, so I want to know if it's encompassed in dating today, that's what we're talking about. I mean, I don't like I said, birth control changed things, and that changed it to where, like I said, women, there's no consequences at all. If you're pregnant.
What if there's someone like Andrew who's dating today in a traditional manner, the way they did 60 years ago? He gets married, he has kids. So then you would not say this is modern, right? But so you would not say that's modern dating then, even though he's dating today. But
yes, technically you would still say that it's modern dating because it's happening in modern day. But it is definitely, this is where the liberal does come into play. That type of a thing, this scenario where Andrew was dating and he's being conservative and traditional, it's still modern because it's happening today, but it's not liberal. This is not, like Andrew said, the progressive value structures. It's not a part of that.
Yeah, I'm still kind of confused what exactly you're talking about, honestly, because you're saying multiple different things.
Let's just say Tinder. Dude. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how, anything that has to do with modern dating today, that's what we're talking about. Do you
But no, because you just gave, Andrew is a modern person. He's not from the 50s and he's dating today. And you would not classify that as the modern dating that you don't like. So, okay. So it seems like you don't like dating apps, right? That's something you're morally against. What about someone who just meets someone at the street or at a bar in 2023? What would be your issue there? How do you think that would be modern dating versus traditional dating?
How do I think that would be modern dating? I mean, I'm not sure.
I guess what I'm looking for is for you to give me specific things about modern dating. Specific things like, oh, the guy no longer does this or the girl does this that you don't like, which you wish would return back to traditional dating. So I'm looking for specific examples how traditional dating is different. I'm not talking about things that influenced it, like birth control.
I mean, you could just say gender roles. The gender roles of, we used to have a set of roles for men and women that they adhered to. And now, those have been obliterated. So you have women who are not traditional women expecting, it's like when someone goes out on a date, a man and a woman go out on a date, who's paying the bill? Is it the traditional sense of the man is going to pay, but those gender roles have been obliterated. So in modern dating, I think that's bad. I think that we should abide by traditional gender roles. So not abiding by those traditional gender roles is it's a disservice to us.
Well, I actually somewhat agree with you on that. I'm also a fan of more or less sticking to the gender roles. But so then you would have no problem with my relationship, because in my relationship, I'm clearly the guy, she's the girl. We basically stick to traditional gender roles for the most part, but it's a very modern relationship, and we met on a dating app. So as long as the gender roles are being applied, then you think it's okay?
Yeah, I think that aspect of it is okay. Sure.
Okay, so I'm just going to write things down as you go along. You mentioned dating apps. You mentioned not sticking to gender roles. What else?
As far as dating goes,
Yeah, like what do you
You know,
not like about modern dating that separates it from traditional dating, besides dating
I
apps and not sticking to gender roles?
I don't like, the idea of talking to a girl, going out on dates with a girl, potentially spending my resources, for dinner or whatnot, and knowing that she's going to leave and be texting with other dudes, hooking up with other dudes. That's not good. I don't want to be a part of that at all. So that's another aspect of it.
Well, you don't like cheating, right?
No, I don't like cheating.
Right. Well, I think that's common, but I think that's
But I don't think that cheating is not really what I was talking about there, because when you're just talking to a girl, she doesn't really have any, in modern liberal sexuality, she doesn't really have any, there's no,
okay. I think I understand.
she doesn't have to stay loyal to you, but I don't really,
you're talking about a girl playing the field. I think that's what you mean, right?
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what you mean. Okay, girl playing the field. Okay, keep going. Give me a few more things. What else do you not like?
As far as dating goes, let's see here.
And then we'll just go through. Go ahead.
No, I don't. I can't think of anything else specifically for dating off the top of my head.
Okay, cool.
I mean,
So
I had hookup culture in there too, but
Okay, well, I'll throw that in there. Okay, so basically, here's what you don't. Here's what in your mind, and I'm just going to sum up your statements based on what I wrote down. Separates modern dating from traditional dating. Modern dating you don't like. Traditional dating you do like. Number one is hookup culture, so the idea of people just having sex with each other without any kind of commitment. Dating apps, the use of dating apps, not sticking to gender roles, and a girl playing the field. Those four things, right?
Sure. I mean, just off the top, it's not like I have a comprehensive list, but yeah, I don't like those things.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's an important thing for us to establish, right? So I guess let's start off with dating apps. That's an easy one to start off with. What if someone is using dating app to meet their future wife? Would that be okay then?
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I don't think that dating apps are inherently bad. I'm sure that some people find meaningful relationships on dating apps. But the overall and the larger effect that it has on society, I think is negative.
What is that effect?
You have like basically 100% of women on the app competing for the top, 15, 20% of men. And it just completely throws off, it causes women to have this elevated sense of their sexual worth. And it causes men who should be matching with those people it just bottoms out their confidence. I think that all around it's just not a good system.
Sure.
And I also think that it encourages hookup culture. But, it obviously feeds into hookup culture.
Yeah, like what you said earlier, I actually agree with. I do think that it does give girls a false ego, and it could make guys feel discouraged. You said 100%, and it's 80%, but I understand what you're trying to get at. Yeah, it's a lot of girls are looking for a small percentage of men. And I would argue that's the way dating is in general, but I think it is worse on dating apps. But so you're not actually against date. It seems like you're not against dating apps. You're just against a certain type of people using dating apps in a certain type of way, which is in a promiscuous hookup culture type of way. So that dials back to the initial thing you're against is hookup culture. It's not so much you have a problem with dating apps, right?
Yeah, no, I don't have a problem with dating apps inherently, but I basically do have a problem with dating apps because even if they aren't inherently bad, the effect that they're having on society is inherently bad.
Well, what if there's a whole bunch of people who are meeting their husband and wife on dating apps?
I think that there's, I think that it's a possibility for people to meet, have meaningful relations from a dating app, but I don't think it's the best way of doing it. I think that they would probably be better off if we could, take our attention from the dating apps to other ways of meeting people.
What do you think would be a better way for a guy to meet girls or vice versa?
Going out there, being out in the world, talking to people.
Yeah, talking to people in real life, sure. And I would actually probably agree with you on that. But in terms of, it's, I don't know if you're saying it's not likely for that you meet your significant other, but like just anecdotally, I met my girlfriend on a dating app. My cousin met her now husband and father of her kid on a dating app. My aunt met her her now fiance and dating app. I mean, anecdotally, I know so many people who met people that they're.
But what's happening more? Are people meeting their significant others more often, or is it, just a meat market?
So it really depends on the dating app, right? So something like Tinder is definitely more of a meat market. If you go to something like Hinge, it's a little bit more of like dating oriented. If you go something to like eHarmony, it's like very much dating oriented. So it really just depends on the app.
Which one of those is the most popular, do you think?
Tinder used to be the most popular. I think it's losing ground now to Bumble and Hinge, but Tinder used to be the dominant one for a long time. But it's slowly starting to lose ground. But it's probably still
slowly starting, but it's probably still the most popular one.
It's up there.
And the fact that more people may potentially find significant other, serious relationships on Bumble and Hinge doesn't mean that the hookup is not happening on Bumble and Hinge too. It's still plenty of that, I would assume.
So you would need to see for it to be like, for example, if you got a statistic from like Tinder's internal team that 51% of people who use our apps use it to get married, 49% of them use it for hookups. Would you then be okay with it? Or what percentage of hookup to serious relationships would you want to see for you to be okay with Tinder?
I mean, ideally for me, no hookups is I mean, I know that's unrealistic, but as few hookups as possible is what I think we should be going for.
Right. But like, let's say you are someone who has a lot of power and your endorsement matters a lot, right? So what would Tinder have to do to get your endorsement? I'm assuming if it's like 99% relationships and 1% hookups, you would endorse them or no?
I don't know what they would have to do for me to endorse them.
What's like 99.9% of people on Tinder are meeting their husbands and 0.1% of them are using it for hookups. Would you then?
I guess in that hypothetical scenario, yes, I would feel better about Tinder, but
would you endorse it? Would you change your position and say, I have an inherent problem with Tinder if that was the case?
I guess that I would change my position, but I don't know. I mean, like in that scenario, you would have to take other things into consideration, like, how those relationships are working out. Are they polyamorous relationships? I don't think that that's good. There could be a whole bunch of factors that make it to where that I think it's still not good. Just saying they all end up in relationships.
Let's try to control for all those factors. Let's assume that a Tinder relationship on average is exactly the same as a meeting a girl in real life relationship. Let's assume on average they're the same.
Sure. Okay.
So at that point, what if it's 99% of meeting relationships, 1% of them are hookups, you would have no inherent problem with Tinder?
I guess not. No.
Okay. What if it's 90-10?
90-10. I don't know. I mean, like I said, I know that the hookups is never going to be zero. And like I said, I just think that in general, there are better ways to meet people. I don't understand the line of questioning on whether I approve of Tinder in this hypothetical scenario.
Well, it's a very important line of questioning because every technological advancement carries downsides. So internet has overwhelmingly, you would agree, internet overwhelmingly has been good for the human civilization, right?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
Would you agree that internet on the whole has been positive for the human civilization?
I think that it's more of a mixed bag than that, to be perfectly honest with you.
Okay, would you agree that modern medicine has been a net positive on human civilization?
Sure.
Okay, right. But there's some downsides of modern medicine. Like some people get side effects and die, which is why percentages really matter, right? If it's like, okay, I would want modern medicine to be 99% effective before I would get behind it, right? So that's kind of what I'm trying to figure out now, because every single thing has negative side effects. Every technological innovation will have some negative downsides. So I want to figure out where exactly your position is. Where do you draw the line when it comes to the side effect or the negative downsides in your mind compared to the positive effects?
I don't really draw a line. All I think is that we need to be getting away from the things that Tinder and dating apps are driving us toward.
But not if 99% of people on Tinder met their husband on there or wife.
Yeah, but that's not the truth. That is not how things are.
Right. Well, as of now, we don't really know what percentage of people meet their husbands versus fuck buddies on Tinder. I guess I just want to figure out where it is in your mind. It seems like you don't really have like a clear answer on this. For example, for me, if
I don't. You're right. I don't have a clear answer on the percentage mark on where I draw the line on when I think that Tinder is good. And
I'm not going to hold you to an exact number. I just want to get like a ballpark.
Yeah, no, I don't. There is no line. I mean, because it's a hypothetical, and that's not how things are.
Hang on. Where are we going here, guys? Whatever the thread is, we need to tie it up, because I don't understand what the line of inquiry is about. If you want to move into it, I'm fine with it, but tie it into whatever the greater point is.
Yeah. So he mentioned 4 things that he doesn't like about modern liberal sexuality. One of those was dating apps. So I'm pushing him on that point to see if maybe under certain conditions he would be in favor of dating apps. That's where I'm going with this.
I mean, I'm in favor of people using dating apps for the right reasons. For reasons of meeting a significant other, I think that's fine. You should do that. It's not so much, it's not so much the purpose of the app. It's the, I guess, the intentions of the people using the app.
Okay. So it sounds like you're not really inherently against dating apps. You're just against.
I said that. I explicitly said that.
Okay. Because you kind of keep going back and forth on this. Like I'm
no, I don't. No, okay. I don't.
Okay. So you're not inherently against dating apps. Okay. We can move off that one.